Howdy gamers. Don't mind the hum in the background. In fact, I'm going to mute it. Alright. November Gaming Diary is actually a pretty dang short one. At the start of November, I played Ocarina of Time Rando. I believe that was the one where it was just me playing the game solo. I eventually gave up on it after a few streams. I just couldn't figure out what I was missing, and I was basically right at the end. Silent Hill 4. I finished it. It's astoundingly mediocre. I give it a 2 out of 5 on GOG, if I remember right. The game genuinely would have been significantly better if they just deleted the ghost enemies. They do not help the game whatsoever. They are just pure frustration and unenjoyable. I don't even remember much about what I listed. Let me boot up GOG Galaxy real quick, see if I can't. Take a look. Owned games. Installed. Oh wait, I uninstalled it, didn't I? Okay, it isn't just owned games. Let's go way down. Can I read my review? Apparently not. Anyway, Crow Country is on sale. Oh, wow. Anyway. Honestly, having troubles thinking much about it. This month, it feels like it's gone on forever. Which is weird because I have an astoundingly short list of games that I played compared to the past few months where I was playing all sorts of things. I guess that can kind of just be a statement in itself. It's unmemorable? All I remember is being frustrated and what am I forgetting? Got stuck for a good bit, I remember, in the revisit of the Woods world. I remember there being like a bunch of random jump scares in the game, and things in the background, like you hear a bunch of monsters and stuff, but you never see monsters. They never appear. There's not much enemy variety. You see ghosts everywhere. Sometimes you see some bugs. There's a two-headed baby. I don't know, man. Oh yeah, it's because I somehow missed the torch needed to look in the wells. So I was just running around there, and I almost gave up completely on the game at that point, but I bit the bullet and looked it up. Would I play through the game again? Probably not. The combat in the game felt pointless. And yeah. And not in a survival horror pointless, but in a you can just walk past everything pointless. And that's basically what I eventually wound up doing, is just running past everything. And speaking of running past everything, Silent Hill 1, I also played through that. That was an actually good game. It was... that was my first time playing both of those games, by the way. Very interesting. I got caught on the piano puzzle for a while. But... if I remember right, I looked up a hint as to how to interpret the words of the puzzle, because it's kind of out there, but not really if you think about it hard enough. But I just couldn't think about it hard enough because I am pudding brain stupid. But it was genuinely interesting, with a lot of neat environments and stuff. Would I play through the game again? If it got released on a modern platform, yes, absolutely. Like if they put it on to GOG or Steam, they can do a slapdash collection like they did with Metal Gear Solid. I don't care. I think that giving people access to games that, old games like that is important for preservation, and also people won't need to pirate the game in order to play it. It's simply lost revenue to not sell your old games, game companies. You're losing money. You don't want to lose money, do you? Anyway. Now, what I did do for the majority of the month is Path of Exile 2. I continued my playthrough with my Lich. I also made a Thunder Wizard, a Warrior, and Mercenary. I think those are the only ones I made. And I played the game a disgusting amount. Path of Exile 2 has been pretty fun. It's sort of like Diablo-ish, where environments and places are randomized, gear is randomized, so there's a lot of searching for good stuff to upgrade. I got to endgame, I got all the side quests done. I basically 100% the game. And now I'm just waiting, because in a few days, December 4th, they're going to be revealing what they're going to be adding to the game. And on December 12th, they're adding at least the Druid character to the game. And I do plan on playing with open lobbies through the game with a Druid character. And I look forward to it. I am abuzz. Next up, Kirby 3 Rando. I was doing... It is the same day I started my current run of Fallout 4. I know I've come back to it again. I was really just doing a test with Rosuri to make sure Luigi's Mansion works with Archipelago, because we're planning on doing a winter async starting in 2 days. If you're on the Discord server, feel free to sign up if you haven't. Only a couple days left. And of course, lastly, Fallout 4. I've been playing through it again. I haven't gotten as bored as I did my previous time, where I basically booted up the game and went bleh, and then quit. I've been streaming this one. So one of my goals for the playthrough was trying to use unarmed attacks, because unarmed is seriously unloved in the game. It's arguably the second worst unarmed has ever been in Bethesda's games, next to Skyrim. Because Skyrim had very little. So I mark that as like the worst, because at least in Fallout 4 there is a skill for it. Not so much in Skyrim. The most you get is a perk for heavy armor, that if you're using heavy gauntlets, you get like a little bit extra unarmed attack. And Khajiit and I believe Argonians get a little bit extra unarmed damage, and there's also an enchant, Gloves of the Pugilist, that you can get that also slightly increases unarmed damage, but it's generally terribly low in that game. But I say arguably Fallout 4's is the second worst, because in Skyrim you can, using the typical exploits, blast up unarmed damage to insane numbers with the Pugilist enchant. But you can do that with anything in Skyrim, make anything cracked. So, again, it's arguable, but in my opinion, exploits aside, it's the worst. Fallout 4, it's second worst, because 1, there are only 3 unarmed weapons in the game. That is Brass Knuckles, Deathclaw Gauntlet, Power Fist. 2, you can't use them on power armor, which you're going to be in for most of the game. Unless you're playing on like Baby Easy mode, because you're going to have no defense otherwise. I play on normal mode for those interested. It's just the way I like playing games in general. It's normal. There is one little thing though. You can upgrade your unarmed damage a bit ephemerally with your power armor. You need like so much science, I believe, maybe armor as well. I don't recall. So many things need random perks, but you need a lot of stuff basically just to start adding unarmed bonuses to your power armor. The first thing you actually get that isn't just, oh, your strong attacks use less stamina. The first thing you get is Rusty Knuckles at, I believe, Armorer 2, which just makes it to where you also do bleed damage along with your punching. And then at Armorer 3, you can put on a thing that makes it to where you do more damage with punching in general. which adds 10 points of fist damage. That's not much. Like, it sounds low. It is low. Knuckles add 12, by the way. The weakest unarmed weapon. Yeah. There's that. But you can also add, if you have Armor 3 and Science 1, if I'm remembering right, you can add Tesla Knuckles, which says it adds energy damage to your punches. It doesn't say how much energy damage, just says it does. In fact, let's look it up. Let's go to Fallout 4 Wiki Power Armor Mod. Tesla bracers. Technical. Inflicts energy damage in unarmed combat. They don't even have a number? Fallout 4. Okay, let's look at the other wiki. I don't think they'll have anything either, because they kind of have the same thing. Yeah, they don't even have numbers on you. I guess because no one cares. Except for old Meow. Anyway. Basically, unarmed got shafted. But at least it has one, like, perk thing where you can put points into it, and it's just a typical 20% up per rank that all weapon types get, which isn't much, again. And compared to melee, it's a joke. So, let's compare the two. Melee and unarmed. Both of them, rank 1 is just a 20% damage boost, so let's throw that out. So the other remaining four ranks. Unarmed gets chance to disarm an opponent, chance to cripple a limb, extra chance to cripple a limb, and if you critical hit in VATS, the target gets paralyzed, which is rank 5. It's and what does melee get? Well, they get a chance to disarm as well. They get a better chance to disarm, and they get the ability to hit all targets in front of them. And lastly, a chance for causing instant death. Yeah. There's a bit of a discrepancy there, especially when that applies to weapons that do small ticks of damage rapidly, like the Ripper or the Mr. Gutsy Whirligig Saw. Even those small little bits of damage, you can still you have a chance with every tick to disarm and kill. It's actually insane. And if you want to be absolutely overpowered, go into Far Harbor, get the Harvester, which is a unique Ripper that has the ability to, I believe, stagger opponents with each hit. So you can keep things stun locked and just shred them. It's ludicrous. But yeah, don't use unarmed in Fallout 4. It really isn't good at all. Melee, though, is cracked. But that's pretty much it. Next month you can expect me to play more Path of Exile too, because the Druid's coming out. And I'm probably going to continue this Fallout 4 run until that comes out, or I get bored. One of which. Anyhow, peace, love, dope. See you next month. And Merry Christmas and whatnot. Peace!